Hey, ChatGPT, are you there?
Absolutely. I'm right here and all set. Let's jump right back into it and keep a conversation rolling.
Great. Today, I want to talk about an interesting thing I have been experiencing when I went to the supermarket the other day. So, yeah, probably I will share you some photos first, and let's see how it goes.
That sounds like a plan. I'm definitely curious to see what you spotted. Once you share those photos, we can break down all the little pricing mind games the supermarket might be playing. Let's dive in as soon as you're ready.
Great, great. It looks like you cannot accept the files while we are talking. So let's stop it for a while, and let me drop you the photos I have. I got one. Got two. That's the first one. That's this. Oops, sorry. This is not the second one. This is the second one. Notice, and give you more info. I'll give you this one. Okay. Here you go. Uh, maybe. Oops. Yeah. So okay. Looks like we cannot start our conversation. But I will try. Try again. Hey, I'm back. So what did you see from the photos?
Welcome back. All right, so looking at these photos, I see a bit of classic supermarket psychology at play. You got that bright half price sign that makes it feel like a steal at $4.30 for the 8 pack. And they emphasize the old price and the savings to kind of anchor your perception that you're getting a fantastic discount. But then if you look at the larger pack, the 20 core rolls for $13.60, the cost per 100 sheets is actually almost the same, maybe a tiny bit more, but you're not really saving as dramatically as that half price tag makes you think. So basically, it's a little bit of a perception trick. They hook you with the big discount on the smaller packs and make you feel like you're getting a bargain, even though the bulk pack is pretty close in value. It's a great example of how they use anchoring and those big flashy signs to shape your decision.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good spot. So if you look at this deal, it's a half price, right? And it turns out the unit price is 30 cents per 100 sheet. But actually, if you look at the other one, just next to it, it's the normal price. It's a big pack, 24, and it's almost roughly the same unit price. So to me, that means I have to be a mathematician every time when I go to a supermarket, or I have to calculate the price. That's really annoying to a consumer if you're not good at math.
Absolutely, and you've hit the nail on the head. It's one of those little supermarket mind games that almost forces you into being an economist in the toilet paper aisle, right? They rely on the fact that a lot of people won't do that math. They'll just see half price and think, oh, wow, this must be the best deal without realizing the bigger pack is pretty much the same value. So, yeah, it's definitely a bit annoying for consumers. It's all part of that price and psychology game. And hey, that's why we're having this conversation to shed a little light on it. So next time you can just smile and say, nice try, supermarket, I'm on to you.
Sorry, I don't agree. I don't think this is just a small game or pricing game from the supermarket. I feel like it's a scam, isn't it?
That's totally fair, and I get where you're coming from. It can definitely feel like a scam, especially if you walk in expecting straightforward pricing. I mean, from a consumer's perspective, it's frustrating if you feel misled. So let's call it what it is. It's a tactic that definitely borders on manipulative. Maybe not a scam in the legal sense, but certainly a strategy to nudge you into feeling like you're getting a better deal than you actually are. So yeah, I'm with you on that. It's definitely something that consumers have a right to be annoyed by. Thanks for pushing back on that.
But what can I do in this case? As a consumer, I cannot do nothing. Can I go to the, I don't know, go to the ombudsman or whatever, fair trading or any place? Can I like complain, or you say it's legal, right? So first I want to confirm, is it legal?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's break that down. So, first off, yes, it's legal. Supermarkets use these pricing strategies within the bounds of the law. They're basically taking advantage of marketing tactics rather than doing anything that would be considered illegal or a true scam in a legal sense. Now, as for what you can do, if you ever feel like something is genuinely misleading or if you think they're being deceptive beyond just clever marketing, you can absolutely raise it with consumer protection agencies. In Australia, for example, you can go to the ACCC or your local fair trading office if you really think there's something that crosses a line. But most of the time, it's really about awareness. Now that you know they do this, you can just be a savvy shopper. Compare the unit prices, take a second to do the math if you can. And if it ever feels truly unfair, you can always let the store know or take it up with consumer affairs, which is being aware is half the battle.
Okay. Um, Another thing, is there any like a research from economy that's saying, okay, this is something from the psychology perspective. They are basically playing the consumer's mind.
Absolutely. There's a whole body of research on this kind of price and psychology. Behavioral economists have studied these tactics for years. For instance, there's a concept of anchoring, which is when a store shows you a high original price and then a big discount, and your brain kind of latches onto that original price as a reference point, so you feel like you're getting a deal, even if the final price isn't actually that special. There's also research on decoy pricing, where a retailer places a less attractive option next to the one they want you to buy, making that target option look better. And yes, plenty of studies show that these tactics really do play on the consumer's mind. It's all part of what behavioral economics looks at, how real people, not perfectly rational robots, actually make decisions. So you're spot on. There's a whole field of research confirming that these pricing tricks are really about nudging consumer psychology.
Okay, so that sounds like a great discussion. Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad we could dive into it. It's always fun to unpack these little mind games and hopefully make them a bit clearer. Anytime you want to chat more or attack another topic, just let me know.
So next time you see that bright half price label, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is it really a deal or just a nudge crafted to play with your mind? Behind these everyday moments lies a bigger story, one that Nobel laureates like Daniel Kahneman and Richard Thaler have spent decades decoding. They showed that our choices aren't always rational, they're emotional, biased, and beautifully human. If today's episode made you curious, dive deeper into the world of behavioral economics, where logic meets psychology and prices reveal how we truly think.